I feel angry, frustrated, and guilty. Hello, and welcome back to the Dear Ones podcast. My name is Dawani, and I'm here with a series of 11 episodes where we learn to navigate through our older version to our newer version, but together. Becoming a new version of yourself sounds so empowering, just until you realize that it requires you to let go of the older version of yourself. And no one talks about this part. The grief, the loneliness, the confusion between identities. In today's episode, we're talking about why evolving feels like a loss and how to grieve the old you without going back to it. You're not falling apart, you're just shedding. When a caterpillar enters the cocoon, it doesn't immediately grow its wings. It dissolves first. Its old structure breaks down completely before something new can form. That's what growth feels like. You don't just add better habits, but you outgrow entire identities. It could be any identity. Maybe it's the people pleaser who kept everyone comfortable but himself or herself. Or maybe it's the hyper-independent one, which never asked for help. Or maybe the version that tolerated less than what they deserved. Or the version that just survived instead of thriving. Those versions protected you. They helped you belong. They helped you cope. They kept you safe in seasons where safety mattered more than expansion. So when it's finally time to let them go, it doesn't feel exciting. It feels like loss, because in many ways, it is. But this is the stage where emotional backlash starts. And this is where most of us quit. Because once you choose alignment, your old identity fights back. You might feel sudden sadness, doubt, impatience, anger, frustration, and really sad bits of nostalgia for things that logically weren't that healthy. Now, if you've been going through all these things, let me tell you something important. We often use anger, frustration, or impatience to try and control outcomes. When things feel uncertain, our old self says, let me just go through it. Let me push it. I know it. I can force it. I know better. Let me just do it. So you react. So you rush conversations. You demand clarity. And you almost try to force closure. Not because you're regressing, but because your nervous system prefers familiarity over freedom. Let that sink in. Here's the harsh truth. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar growth. I said it. Familiar pain feels more safe than unfamiliar growth. And oh boy, there are a lot more emotions that follow through after anger and frustration. There's also guilt. The guilt of knowing better but slipping into your old patterns. You tolerate something you promised yourself you wouldn't. And then you think, I thought I evolved. But evolution is daily. We evolve every single day. And the longer you delay in choosing your new self in your real life situations, the longer life repeats the same lessons. Not to punish you, but to strengthen you. That's why it's important to sit and grieve. You can do this in a couple of ways. You can sit down and journal whatever you're feeling in that moment. You don't have to censor it or filter it. Write it as it is. This is something that's helped me a lot. If you don't like journaling, maybe talking to a friend that you trust, someone that you know would understand no matter what version of you is talking to them. Or just sit with yourself without judging. Be your own friend. Because if you don't consciously take the step to sit down and grieve with your own old self, then you'll unconsciously keep calling it and bringing it back when you actually want to move forward. I promise you, this is the last sad thing that I say. People who met you in your old identity only know that version of you. When you grow, you feel unfamiliar to yourself and to them. The same conversations don't excite you anymore. The same dynamic feels heavy. The same surroundings feel smaller. And you start to feel like you don't fit. Not from a space of ego or I think I'm better than them, but because you're different. And remember, you are neither above or below any individual in this world. Growth doesn't make you superior, it makes you aligned. If someone that is close to you, that's important to you, questions your change, explain it to them gently. But if the person questioning you is not that important or not that close to you or has nothing to do with your life, but just because they're nosy, you do not owe any explanation to anyone for evolving. And I know sometimes you don't miss the situation, but you miss who you were in it. The comfort, the predictability, the version of you that didn't have to be this self-aware. But honestly, you can love that version of you and still outgrow it. Also, let me reframe this thing for you. Sadness during transformation isn't weakness, it's integration. You are honoring the years you survived, the dreams you once had, and the attachments that shaped you. And you're not grieving because you want to go back. You're grieving because you're conscious. And awareness creates tenderness. And tenderness is strength. And by now we know it already. The hardest part of becoming a butterfly is not the wings, but it's the in-between. You're not who you were, but you don't fully recognize who you're becoming. And that space feels lonely. You sit in rooms and feel different. You scroll through old messages and feel detached. And you notice yourself reacting differently. And it even surprises you. So slow down here, because this is where self-trust builds. This is where self-trust is built. Not when everything makes sense, but when you choose growth without applause. Let me give you some actionable steps which you can use to grieve through your older version. Number 1, don't romanticize your past. Remember the why you chose growth? Write it down in a piece of paper, keep it in front of you, read it in the morning, do whatever you can to keep reminding yourself of your why. Your why has to be stronger than your excuses. It's a tip I learned from my friend. Number 2, don't make permanent decisions with temporary emotions. Remember from our previous episode? Emotion is followed by emotion. And emotions, feelings, they're like weather. They come and go. They're not the direction of your life. Number 3, stop announcing your transformation. Oh my God, this is one of the biggest mistakes that I made. As soon as I learned that I was changing and I just wanted to tell someone, I just wanted to tell everyone, I just wanted to let people know how different I feel and how I'm responding different to different things. Number 1, half of them don't even care. Number 2, the harsh reality, because everyone cares about themselves, which is good for them, but you should care about yourself too. The other half, who'll understand, they would probably want to give you more advice on it, or they probably just won't understand. So let yourself go through it without trying to explain yourself every other second or get yourself validated by others. I know I just said no for you to announce it to anyone, but this leads to number 4, which is build your evidence, the portfolio of proof. This will help you in something else as well, which I'll let you know in another episode. But make a list of your tiny wins. Anything, everything. Today, I didn't get angry on someone I always get angry on. Small, aligned actions are far more better than dramatic announcements. It could be the smallest things. For example, I wanted to record this episode, but I was feeling lazy. Now, my older version would just say that, let's do it tomorrow. Okay. We're tired. Let's sleep. But our newer version knows why this is important for us, why we want to do it, why is stronger. So small aligned choices, even small wins in your behavior. Number 5, choose your new self faster, if you can. The quicker you act from who you're becoming, the shorter the lesson lasts. Because after everything, no matter how many times a situation comes in front of you, it's only up to you, and you are the person who decides whether to stay in the same version or step up. And it takes a lot of willpower, but it feels good. Nothing is easy here. Both the choices are hard. If you stay the same, you're going to repeat the same pattern, and then you'll fall into the trap of discomfort because you're staying the same. So that will be hard, because then you'll feel guilty and sad. But if you choose the hard part of choosing your new self in the moment, then technically you don't suffer afterwards. Long-term gratification. You'll thank yourself. And now I want you to thank your older version for carrying you throughout all these experiences that you've been through, and that would have broken you if it wasn't there. But just a little change. Now it doesn't get to lead you anymore. You're not losing yourself, you're meeting yourself. And we're almost near the end of our episode. And if you've reached this far in the episode, I'd like to say that I'm really grateful, and I'm really, really proud of you for taking this step and choosing yourself. Sorry, your higher self. And I have a confession to make. I'm not there yet either, but I'm choosing this version of myself today. And if you're too, then we're walking together. And do let me know what you think about the episode, anything that you're struggling with, any questions that you have, you can add it in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next episodes. Let's get ready to be a butterfly.